Hi cozy friends! I like to take time every spring to clean things out, to refresh, you know, spring cleaning, yada yada. But it's also a good time to reevaluate your routine, see if it's serving you, see if you can like spruce things up, refresh things a little bit. That's what we're gonna do today. It's more like an off day, but trying to see where in my routine I can add a little more patience and grace with myself and for myself, where I can add maybe a little more fun and whimsy, and where I can add a little bit more care for myself, because we can all use that right now. Like I said, I like to do this every year, but the thing that prompted this right now this week for me was this Pinterest graphic. I'm gonna put it right here. It's such an interesting way to reframe the rigidness of routine, and I think it's a good thing to check in with yourself and see what you need. So maybe you do need the rigidity, maybe you don't. Right now, at this season of my life, I don't. And what it looks like to just listen to myself, listen to what I need for the day. Monotonous, encouraging sameness in the shape and structure of our days versus seasonal. Constantly adapting to the nuances of everyday life and the changing seasons. That's so perfect for right now as we're moving from winter to spring, and then we're coming upon summer. My routine looks so different in the winter, and like when the days are shorter and it gets dark, I'm so much more of a homebody. I'm so much more of like dwell in my feelings, and I need to feel things, and I need to kind of just like sit in bed. And then as spring comes, I feel like I'm thawing and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be outside. I want to go to the farmer's market. I want to do this and that and that. So then my routines and my plans look so different. Allowing for that is so important. Let your life ebb and flow with the seasons, you know? Restrictive is stipulating exactly when and how specific actions should be performed versus expansive, leaving room for creativity and experimentation. So for me, this is like giving yourself a session to do cozy hobbies, and once you get to that time, you're like, what do I want to do? I'm going to leave it open for things that are sparking joy and interest for me right now versus like, I'm going to make time later to color. I have to do that, and I have to do this page and this thing. Leaving room, no restrictiveness. So that's what I've gathered from this graphic. I really enjoyed it. I really feel like it sparked something. It made me more reflective of how I'm looking at my routine and looking at my day-to-day. So now let's plan while keeping this in mind and leaving room for rhythm and flow instead of rigidity. So first things first, get dressed. Check, I already did that. Next is eat breakfast. Ryan made me breakfast. He makes me breakfast a lot. Other goals for the morning, I want to spend some time outside in nature. It's spring and it's just rained and it smells like fresh dewy grass. The birds are starting to chirp again after the rain. I'd love to get outside in nature. However that looks like, I'll see how I feel. And then I would like to check in with how I'm feeling. For midday, I would love to raise my heart rate, get some movement in. And I've been doing that lately with Trainwell, the app Trainwell, which used to be Copilot. You have like a one-on-one personal trainer, and we'll talk more about it later because they are our cozy sponsor today. So thank you, Trainwell. I'll have a link to get 14 days free with your own personal trainer, which is really nice, in the description. But like I said, we'll talk about them later. But that's how I'm gonna get my movement and heart rate raised today. I wanna have a nice shower or bath. Again, leaving room for how I'm feeling, a shower, bath after that. And then I want to do something that future me will thank me for at some point today, which is putting away the piles and piles and piles of laundry that I did. And they've just been sitting on my bed and my bench in my bedroom. So we gotta do that, a little laundry. And then a little bit of work. Like I said, today's an off day for me, but just getting in a little bit of work so that, again, I don't feel tension going into tomorrow. I like have everything planned out. And then at night, I would like a reward for having, you know, completed my movement goals, little random tasks that I have to do, which is a little hobby time. And I'm gonna leave that open for whenever I feel like. I'd like to plan the day tomorrow so that I can relieve any overthinking that I may be doing. And that is that. Okay, y'all, breakfast check, done. Definitely would like to do some journaling, and I'm feeling typey today. I'm feeling like I'm gonna type some things out. Okay, just a little check-in, see how I'm feeling. Okay, what I actually ended up doing, I just kind of put bullet points, 1 or 2 sentences of how I'm feeling about like various things. And it's a really good way to just like take stock, kind of pulling out those feelings you may be trying to avoid acknowledging that you're feeling, not intellectualizing, not moralizing, not analyzing them at all, just like pulling those feelings out, putting them there, saying this is what I'm feeling, and letting it sit. It's nice when like you do want to acknowledge all of the various feelings you're feeling, but maybe you know like it's not something you want to dig into right now, but it's there, it's acknowledged, and that's like the most important part. Now we move on. Let's go outside. Oh my God, I've been in this room for so long this morning. Let's go outside.
Good work here.
Looking good.
Looking fine.
Look at that. You got a haircut? Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Suits you.
It does.
All right, we spent some lovely time outside. That was so nice. Now it's time to raise the heart rate for real, to get a little movement in. So let's head to the garage. So a while ago, I talked about how I realized I need to switch up my movement routine, but I really struggled with both like an at-home routine and a gym routine. I just struggled with keeping that commitment to myself, and I talked about that with you guys and how like I needed to just admit to myself that I'm more of a person who keeps external promises and not so much internal promises when it's something that I don't want to do, or at least I think I don't want to do at the time. So when Trainwell was introduced to me, I was like, this is what I need. This is what I've needed this whole time. I just need some kind of like super flexible, works with your routine. You can shift around as you need. You can work with the personal trainer on like the things you want to incorporate. You can start slow. Trainwell is both like your personal trainer and your accountability partner, which I love. So you start off meeting your trainer over a video call, which is so nice. I feel like in this day and age of like everything's on YouTube or an app or something. And then we also just chatted like hobbies and like things we're getting into and the things we're liking at the moment. So that's nice too, because you just really feel like it's a real person, because it is. So with Jill, I told her I really wanted to start slow. I wanted to only do 2 days a week because for me it was slow and consistent. That was my goal. Very simple body weight movements, as in like you're not using a lot of weights, just starting with like the weight of your own body to like lift yourself up. So she crafted the perfect workouts for me. Like at the first couple workouts, I was like, oh my God, Jill, she gets me. My girl Jill, she gets me. But Jill was super good about sticking to just like what my goals were and listening to that and not trying to put any other like wellness goals onto me, you know, which is really not. I think that's really important for anything having to do with wellness because it's so personal. And also if you are interested in more of a holistic approach, Trainwell does offer nutrition tracking and coaching. So if that is something you're looking for, that is something they offer, which is really cool. We did it. We finished the workout for today. So you can say like, I liked this about it, or I would change this about the next one. I have thoughts about specific sets, etc., etc. You can see your heart rate, the muscles you use. You get like points. So if you like to kind of gamify things, you could do that. It's funny to reflect as I was doing the workout. I was thinking about the first time I did my first Trainwell workout, and I did it on a vlog a while back. I was just thinking back to how much I was struggling that first workout, and now how easily I could do the exact same, like I think it's the exact same workout that we're doing. I remember doing the inchworm, I remember doing the push-ups and just being like, oh, like struggling with it. And now I'm like breezing through them in a way that makes me feel strong. It's just such an interesting thing to see the specific result of like a month plus of work. But Trainwell has been so helpful to me in like proving to myself that I can keep up a movement routine. And like if I just have something that works for my lifestyle and works for my brain, and I'm not trying to do too much and I'm not trying to stick to such a rigid schedule, and I do have someone that's like looking out for me, then I can keep it up and I can even have fun with it. So that alone is so valuable to me, and I'm so grateful to Trainwell for teaching me that, because that's something I'll always have going forward, is like a belief in myself. Like I said, I'll have a link for you to get 14 days free with your own personal trainer. I've got my girl Jill, okay, but you might find someone you love. Okay, now that we're done with movement, I want to go do some potting in the backyard. I'm just not quite done with the outdoors yet. I want a little more outdoors. I feel like I need to touch some soil. Y'all ever feel like you need to just touch some soil? I'm gonna go touch some soil. Let's go. This guy has been in here in this forever. It just needs to go in here. I'm gonna replant that right now, I think. I've gotten dirty enough today. It's time to shower. Here's my laundry pile, by the way. It used to just be like a big heaping pile, but Ryan folded them, which is really nice. So we will put this away later. Hi, Sheila. And I realized I think I do want to take a bath, but I need to shower first. I feel like I got a little too dirty to just get right into the bath. See, we work with how we feel and what calls us in our hearts. Okay, let me shower. I want to put together the compost bin. So let's put that together. That's fun.
It was doing that for like 10 seconds.
I've had threesomes. I've done it all. And I enjoy that side.
You really want to say that?
Yeah, I just want to make it on the camera.
That's not mine. Courtney's beautiful, and I want him to push himself.
They're
higher
both,
than he loves. I love that man so much.
That felt weird. Because he was also like, I'm going to surprise you with who I pick. And, yeah.
I was getting very comfortable with cuddling.
Oh! Yeah, they did a good job. Crushing.
Congratulations on making this leg.
This reminds me of those things at the park that you'd like turn. You know what I'm talking about? This will do just fine. Yay! Let's tackle the laundry. Right, Azula? Okay, we're done with the midday to-dos. And now, as a reward, a little hobby time. I left it open to what I felt like doing, so I got my little sticker book. It's just sticker by number. But I have planned my day tomorrow, also on my night routine, and I think I want to do that first, I'm realizing, so that I can get all the functional stuff out of the way and then just relax with my hobbies. So let's plan.
Okay.
finished. Tila boy.
We've come to the end of the day. Tila's here with me. Hi, Tila boy. How did I feel about today? I honestly feel like approaching the day with more intention. It did shift some things, but it also made me realize that I do really approach each day with a sort of flexibility anyways, and that's really what I've been working towards this year. What really refreshed my routine this spring was just like setting an intention during the morning, like in the beginning of the day, having a couple things that again aren't rigid, aren't like you must do these, but just general intentions. And that was really nice. I have a couple quotes. Y'all remember I used to share our quotes? The first one is, you can't hate yourself into a version that you love. We talk about this all the time, being kind to ourselves, being patient with ourselves, having more of a positive self-talk practice, leaving zero room for negative self-talk, for hating yourself into a better version. That's just not going to happen. That's not sustainable. More long-term sustainable practice is being kind, being encouraging, speaking through affirmations only. And anytime you do feel that little twinge of, I need to be hard on myself, anytime you do feel that negative self-talk, think about whose voice that is, where it's coming from, and cast it off. Just because it's a thought doesn't make it true. Cast that off. And then find a replacement for it. Find a replacement that's positive, that's encouraging. And then the last quote is, people wait all week for Friday, all year for summer, all life for happiness. Don't postpone your happiness. Don't postpone your joy. Don't say, okay, I'll do that in the summer. I'll plan to have fun in the summer. I'll plan to have fun in the fall. I'll just wait until this happens, until I start getting my life together. I'll just wait until this week to do a routine refresh. I'll just wait until... Stop waiting. The time is now. The time is now. There's no better time than now to become the version of yourself that you want to be. So corny, but it's true, it's true, it's true. You can wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Or you can choose to have a fun Friday. You can choose to have a fun spring while it's here. And you can choose happiness right now. Caveat that doesn't apply to all situations, but you know what I mean. When you do have moments to welcome it in, don't postpone it. But that's all, y'all. Thank you for coming along on this day with me. Little mix of everything. Don't forget, I'll have the link in the description for Train Well for the 14 days free with your own personal trainer. Set some intentions. Appreciate the season while it's here. Appreciate this week while it's here. Also, be patient with yourself because times are crazy. I love you so much. Stay cozy. Bye.